This is another. No, Mike, you're not allowed to speak.
Sorry.
Just stop. This is my podcast now.
Look at me.
Look at me. I'm the captain now. Episode 11.
11. Once.
Does that mean 11 in Spanish?
Spanish for nice.
Citation needed.
Yes. All right. So, we're Mike and Adam's Dreams and Feelings.
Yeah, we are.
The only podcast to win at Pokemon Go with a Magikarp and good intentions.
Sharing the gospel.
Yes, sharing the gospel. That's our intention. And I'm sure the Magikarp's a parable of that.
Yeah, something. Meek will inherit the earth or something, I don't know.
Something. Give to the poor.
Give to the poor.
Yes. Yes. And instead of doing the sponsor of the day, which I have not seen a single dime.
We need our lawyers need to call.
Yes, because that Rolls Royce is on loan.
Right, and they need payment.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Mike thought of the day.
Oh, ooh.
Yes, and the Mike thought of the day is: if being louder makes you smarter, then my blender needs a PhD.
Did you have issues with your blender this morning?
Yes.
Are you guys fighting again?
Yes. Over college.
Over college?
Yeah. So that is the Mike thought of the day.
Adam's thought for the day is, if we call our pets, what do our pets call us?
Lords.
Maybe.
Masters.
Servants. Servants or saints.
Go-to guys.
Yes. Well, so in a Bible study recently, one of my housemates, Lydia, she describing the difference between cats and dogs, and she said that dogs see us as masters, whereas cats see us as personal servants.
Oh.
And I was like, that's very accurate.
That's true. And I don't know which one is the more Christian attitude. Do cats want us to be humble?
Yeah.
Because that'd be good. Or are dogs being respectful?
Right. And subservient.
Yeah. I don't know which one it is.
I don't have a PhD in that.
Not like my blender.
No. We'll talk to him later.
Yes. Anyways. So, a little gripe.
Oh.
Our last podcast got 9 views.
My bad, I forgot to tell my mom.
Yes. And I want 10 or more views for this one. So if you're listening right now,
share it with your friends.
And
we'll do a better job of sharing it. It's been hectic.
You know,
doing campus ministry and all that.
Yes. Saving the world one person at a time.
For Jesus.
For Jesus, yes. And I think I know why. It's because our titles are so bizarre.
Yeah.
No one knows what to expect. Which is why I think our title should be like 21 Health Secrets to get that summer body.
Yeah.
Or, take the wasabi challenge.
You'll never believe what this church puts in their coffee.
Yes, all of those. So we're just going to be clickbaity and we're just going to trick you. That's the heart of the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, right there. Yes, but if you're a faithful listener, aka Lucas,
and my mom,
yes, and that friend, then we thank you. Buy our T-shirts.
Yeah. Wait.
come to our Comic-Con.
We have a booth.
Yes, we have a booth,
and we'll have a panel.
Yes, and we love you.
We do. Even if you're not a faithful listener.
Yes, Jenny.
Yeah, I bet she hasn't even listened to her podcast.
Yes. I like that we just bring up names that are personal to us, hoping that one person who doesn't really know us kind of can be included in this.
Right, in the joke.
Yeah. But anyways, here's why you're really here. Pure nerd humor. And that's what we're going to deliver on right now.
Let's hope.
So I have a list of Marvel characters.
Ooh.
And our game...
I'm wearing Spider-Man socks today.
See?
Look at that.
Synergy. Right there.
Yeah, right.
Alright. So I have this list of really popular Marvel characters.
And Wolverine?
Yes. It's just Wolverine written 10 times. Yeah. The game is to find a character that is in the league of that. A non-Marvel character that's in the same league as that character.
Okay.
But slightly stronger.
But slightly stronger.
Yes.
Okay.
So you couldn't pick Goku for everyone.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, he would work for like Superman though. But
Yeah.
Again, Superman's it's not Marvel.
Right. Right.
But
So, starting with the Hulk.
ooh, going right off the bat.
Yeah. Who would be in his league but could still win?
So there's a character in the DC universe. He's fairly new. He's like Captain Atom, or you know what I'm talking about? He's like all silver and he's got like the atomic symbol on him.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And he's essentially he's kind of like Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
But like cooler.
Right. Right.
Because how I've had him described to me is he's got like pretty much the same skill set as Dr. Manhattan, but whereas Dr. Manhattan chose to let the power consume him and then like ultimately like transcend humanity, Adam is like decided to try and hold on to his humanity, but every time he expands his power just a little bit too far, he loses a little bit of himself. So I find that's really cool, and I feel like that's a really interesting comparison to the Hulk.
Right, and I think they would be a good match for each other. Especially, like, the story arc has always been that, like, if you accidentally cut Captain Atom, he explodes.
Yeah,
and I think he's exploded in many different story arcs.
Yeah.
In the last story arc, every time he explodes, he goes back in time or forward in time.
That's cool.
And then he sees some, like, horrible thing because he exploded, what happened to the future or what happened to the past. Right. So he's a very interesting character.
I feel like he's got like the same struggles as the Hulk.
Yeah.
But he also has more like humanity, so like he fully understands the consequences.
Right.
But also at the same time, he's like, I want to use my powers for good.
Right. Yeah. He was cool because he was on the Justice League International team.
Yeah.
In the 90s, DC wanted to be like Image Comics with, you know, their bad guys who have all those armor and pockets. And they wanted to have their own cut at that money, so they made Justice League International Task Force.
Ooh, Task Force.
Which spawned a horrible Super Nintendo game.
Oh, man.
But they had Captain Atom. They had Booster Gold.
Yes, Booster Gold is awesome.
Blue Beetle.
Right.
Yes.
When are they going to make a Booster Gold movie?
They're going to make a Booster Gold like comedy movie.
Oh.
It's in the works.
I did hear rumors of that. I did not know if that was true.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Booster Gold is quite possibly one of my favorite DC characters.
My brother hates him just because his inspiration, Booster Gold's inspiration is Superman, but he also wants to be viral and famous.
Yeah.
And I think that's hilarious.
He's millennial Superman.
Yeah, he's millennial Superman.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. It's supposed to be funny.
Right.
That's why we love it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's comic books. Don't take it so serious.
Yes. So, anyways, Gambit.
Ooh, see, Gambit is actually one of my favorite heroes. I love his power, and whenever I'm asked like if I could have any kind of superpower, that's always at the top of my list. The ability to turn potential energy into kinetic energy.
I thought you were going to say a sexy New Orleans accent.
Yeah, that too. And that dashing trench coat.
Mon ami.
Stop it, Gambit.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes. So who would be slightly better, but in his league?
But in his league. So it's really funny because I don't know how much you know of this game, but it's called League of Legends, and there's a character in it that has pretty much the same exact powers.
Oh.
But he's called Twisted Fate. And he has his ultimate is like a teleportation thing that allows him to transfer anywhere on the map, kind of like Gambit can do.
Yeah.
And then he has this Q ability that like throws cards and so he looks exactly the same. He's like a gambler, so they like base the character off of him. So but the key difference is he can like charge the cards to do different things. So his gold card allows him to paralyze an opponent for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then his a blue card that allows him to drains like mana from them and gives it to him, and like there's a red card that does like area of effect damage.
Wow.
So he's pretty cool.
You know, in the Sega Genesis Mickey's Enchanted Castle,
Yeah.
you could turn people into a deck of cards. Do you think he would be a good fighter?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
But I think what makes Gambit really multi-dimensional as a hero is the fact that he's not just like limited to like a certain something specific. So like Batman, you know, obviously he has his like technology and whatever, and like the Green Lantern, you know, has his ring. Whereas Gambit can channel his powers through anything, right? So he can use it with his bow staff, he can use it with cards, he can use it with knives, pretty much anything.
Yeah.
And like he's so strong that like in the comic book arc, he like literally like knocks over the Juggernaut like mid run.
Wow.
So he's a pretty cool guy. He's really cool.
Yeah, I like that. I like it when a B character does something totally awesome.
Right. But I don't know, do you have someone that's comparable? I don't know. I feel like Gambit's like really, really unique.
He is unique.
There's no one that's really
like I can't think of anyone that shoots out energy except a Marvel character.
Right.
They kind of own the market on energy shooting.
Right. Yeah. Right. DC's got like what?
Lifters.
Lifters
and flyers.
Right. Lifters and flyers.
Yeah. I really can't think of. But I think that Twisted Fate guy, though, it makes me think of the Hardy Boy.
Right.
Which is a great fight I'd like to see.
Right.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we expand into like more into video games. Is there any like a video game character or like an anime character?
Well, I know there's like this really I can't remember the name of the game. It's called Legendary, which was some members of the Call of Duty team tried to make their own games.
Okay.
And they made this game called Legendary, and there was this one move called where you could make your hand turn into energy and you touch someone and they die.
Mm-hmm.
And if you use that move, then you get this achievement called I struggle with intimacy. I would say that is the closest I can think of.
Oh no! I dropped a notebook. Anyways, but no, that was a hard one, Mike. That was a good one. Yes. A lot of discussion.
Deadpool.
Ooh.
The Merc with a Mouth.
The Merc with a Mouth. Well, I mean, you always see the classic comparison between him and then Deathstroke.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Because they did. Have you heard of the online series Death Battle?
Yes.
So they did a Deathstroke versus Deadpool.
Yeah. They also did Deadpool versus Dante from Devil May Cry.
I think that's an interesting comparison too.
Because they both have the dual pistols.
You're right. Yeah, that's really cool. But have you heard of? I know it's another Marvel character, but have you heard of Moon Knight?
Yes.
So Moon Knight famously, he gets stronger the more you hurt him.
Yeah.
So I think that would be an interesting kind of matchup. Whereas some guy gets stronger as you fight him, and then the other guy can't be killed. So it's like it's like this massive war of attrition. Like who goes up first? Who goes insane first?
Yeah. You know the Green Hornet, right?
Yeah.
He's got this ninja sidekick.
Kato. Yeah. Played by is it Jet?
Black or Jet?
Well, in the no. In the original TV series, it was Bruce Lee.
Yeah, it was Bruce Lee.
But I think in the TV or the movie remake with like Seth.
Yes.
What's his last name? Seth.
Seth Green. No.
Seth Green.
Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen. There it is.
Yeah.
It's
so many Seths.
Yeah, right. I think it's Jet Li. I think Jet Li is Kato.
I think that would be a great matchup.
I think that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, I'm trying to think of someone else that would be cool.
DC has their own ridiculous character that like just says the most random stuff, and he's not a good fighter, but he's like, his name is Ambush Bug.
Oh, I think I've seen that on an episode of Batman Brave and the Bold.
Yes.
The cartoon series.
Yeah.
Ambush Bug, yeah. That'd be great. Or, there's that one kind of, he's not really like a villain, but he's also not like a good guy. If you say his name like backwards or something, you know what I'm talking about?
Mixed Pickles.
Yeah, that guy. That guy.
Oh man. I think in one episode, I think this is like a running joke, but Superman made him say his name into a mirror.
Does Superman know how words work?
No, I think that's the Superman of the 60s. He wasn't too bright.
No, he just lifts things.
Yes,
he's a lifter. He's a lifter.
Yeah. All right. What about Jean Grey?
Ooh, the strongest.
Yeah. She's Phoenix sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes she uses her brain to lift cars.
Right. For such a strong female character, she sure is.
Yeah.
Got boy problems.
Yes.
Rolls eyes.
Yes. It's true. It's true, yeah. So Jean Grey.
Yo, I don't know how fair of a fight this would be, but I don't know. Her and like fighting Buffy would be sick.
Oh, yes.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Buffy.
Like, I don't know how fair of a fight it would be, but I think it would be pretty cool.
I would even settle for the guys from Supernatural.
Right? Just fighting Jean Grey.
Or an episode where the X-Files, Mulder and Scully, look into this weird person.
Or I want an episode where Mulder and Scully are investigating these two brothers that are driving around the country in an Impala killing people.
Yes. Either way, that's comedy gold.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it'd be cool, like maybe Jean Grey, maybe like Doctor Strange. I think that would be cool.
Oh yeah, Doctor
Strange.
Wait,
cool.
I'm thinking of Dr. Fate.
Yeah, well,
that's
Dr.
the
Fate,
DC one. Yeah.
The Dr. Fate would also be interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else would be cool? Yeah, DC doesn't really do like psychic stuff. There's a girl. She's like a magician. She's got like a magician's outfit. Zatanna. I feel like that would be a cool fight too.
Zatanna is like the most underrated character, only because they gave her the power to do anything,
right?
As long as she says it backwards,
right?
Which they said, technically she could turn your blood into ice,
right?
All she has to do is say it backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if I was her, I would just like write out 30 things and memorize them.
Right. Explode his brain.
Yes. Which is kind of funny because it shows you how...
Give me a garbage plate.
Yes, give me a garbage plate. Stop Trump. Yes. Anyways. In the Marvel universe, you need to know Latin to do magic.
Yeah.
In the DC universe, you need to say things backwards.
Right, to do any kind of magic.
Yeah. No.
That'd be interesting.
Interesting.
That'd be good.
Mr. Fantastic.
Ooh, I think he's another. Well, I was gonna, obviously, was it Plastic Man? I think would be an interesting matchup.
And Elongated Man. Two
Man.
people that predate Mr. Fantastic.
It's true, but of course they don't have the intellect to keep up with
with
Dr. Richards.
They're slapstick.
They are slapstick.
Yeah.
But I think that would make the fight that much more enjoyable. Mm-hmm. Like Dr. Richards is just like expounding like physics and like neuroscience at them, and they're just like, "Aha! Yes. I'm goofy."
Yes. There was a comic book arc where the Justice League was getting destroyed by Martian Manhunter, was taken over by this Mars
deity.
monster deity, and it was destroying everybody, consuming the world in fire.
Oh,
and they had to get Plastic Man to beat him up.
Why?
Because Plastic Man's brain is made out of plastic, so you couldn't take it over with telekinesis and psycho powers.
So his stupidity is literally a superpower.
Yes. So yeah, it was.
It's beautiful.
It was beautiful. You can't write that stuff.
No, well, they did.
Yeah, yes. Which brings me to Martian Manhunter being a good Jean Grey.
Yes, I would agree. I totally forgot about him.
Yeah.
He's arguably the most overpowered DC character, period.
Yes.
Like,
he's Superman plus being able to go through walls.
Well, he's Superman plus Batman.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, speaking of nerd things to say, there's another story arc where Martian Manhunter actually took over the Joker's brain. And he almost went crazy.
Oh, man.
He's like, this is so ridiculous. Please get me out of this. Yeah.
And the Joker's like, ooh, more voices.
Well, the funny thing is, he took over the brain to take over Joker's brain. And the Joker was like, oh my gosh, I've killed so many people. I'm such a weirdo. I need to be stopped. And then he leaves his brain, and the Joker's like, that was funny.
He has like a moment of clarity, has a midlife crisis, is about to change.
Yes.
Martian Manhunter can't take it and leaves.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So, good stories. Good stories. I love those. Yes. Storm.
Ooh, Storm. Is there any?
The DC has the Weather Wizard.
Right. No.
Terrible. Yes.
I'm trying to think, just like a storm. Shoot, I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking, trying to think of video games or weather. There's not a whole lot of weather control superpowers.
Raiden.
The god of thunder. Yes. How did we not go to that?
Yes.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
There.
Moving on.
Yeah, right. That was easy.
Professor Xavier.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I would think Jean-Luc Picard.
They are the same person. They would just end up playing a game of chess.
Yes.
To decide the fate of the world. Yeah, that's the right answer. Jean-Luc Picard.
Really
and maybe throw in Mr. Clean.
Yes. And Goldberg.
You're next.
You're next. Wolverine.
Oh. See, I was hoping you would go here, and not hoping, because I don't know if there's anyone that can match up.
Yeah. It's funny, because all I can think of is the rivals. I'd be like, Sabretooth.
Right. But they're the same thing.
Yes.
Sabretooth.
In DC, they have Animal Man, who can take on the spirit of any animal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be a very interesting battle.
Kraven the Hunter.
Yes. Once again, DC took everybody.
There's got to be someone.
Mm-hmm.
Gorilla Grodd.
That would be good. Yeah, Gorilla Grodd.
That'd be interesting. Shoot.
Shazam used to hang out with a tiger.
Yeah.
Who could talk.
I love Shazam too. I love the idea of a little kid being put in really dangerous world-ending situations, and no one's really worried about his mental health or his development.
No.
Or I've seen a couple of times where someone will make an adult joke, or there'll be an adult situation, and Shazam just won't get it. But then because everyone else doesn't know that he's a kid, they're just like, "What is wrong with you?"
Wow, you're so sheltered.
Right.
Yeah. Wolverine.
That's such a hard question. Kratos from God of War.
Yes.
The only person more angry than Wolverine.
Or a Big Daddy.
That's what
I'd like to see where that would go.
Right.
Squirrel Girl.
Does DC do joke characters?
Well, you got Ambush Bug.
That's true.
They
I want to see Squirrel Girl fight Howard the Duck.
Yes. Yes. Right. They DC used to have this parody of the Fantastic Four called the Fabulous Four, and it was just funny.
I'm trying to comparison to.
Oh, but you also have the Legion of Superheroes from the year 3000, and there's Balloon Boy.
Balloon Boy, yes. This is the little pudgy kid that can expand his mass.
Yes.
There was a kid on there that his power was that you could have any power in the world, but he could only have one at a time.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is the ultimate indecisive person's dream power.
Or the Resurrection Man, who every time he dies, he gets a new power.
Oh.
And sometimes it's a horrible power. I know the Joker kept killing him so he could get the right power. And he's like, "You fool, I had eternal bliss in one of those." So, yeah. Resurrection Man would be great against Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is her power set?
She can command squirrels.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she's got like amazing agility.
Mm-hmm. And she's also defeated every single one of Marvel's villains.
Yes, she won against Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom.
And so did Dazzler.
Yeah, right.
A girl who uses techno music
Right.
and rollerblades.
Right. I think Doom needs to change his last name.
Yes.
Just slightly suspicious.
Right. You're not really doomed. Maybe inconvenienced.
Right. Dr. Doom, Victor, man, I gotta get to class. You're kind of blocking the way over here.
Don't make me hit you.
Yeah, don't make me call Squirrel Girl. She's right over there.
Yeah. So, let's see, Magneto.
Ooh, see, Magneto is and will always be one of my favorite villains. I love Magneto. I think he's really cool. And I think just for the reason that like you can always sympathize. You always sympathize with him, I think, because it's just like you see his past and like what he had to deal with, concentration camps and all those other things, and you see that you can see history kind of repeating itself with like the mutants, and it makes them a really sympathetic character. And I don't know if DC necessarily has like a villain that's kind of like that, where you just really sympathize with them.
Yeah, well,
in the same way.
You got Black Adam.
Yeah, Black Adam.
He does everything just to save his country, but it usually means going to war and ripping people's faces off.
Yeah. Whereas Magneto can like band together with the X-Men for the greater good sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. From the Man of Steel movie, was that guy's name Zod?
Zod. General Zod. He's a lifter and a flyer.
Yeah, he is. And a shouter. He likes shouting.
Yes.
And making giant dubstep machines.
Yes. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Ooh, that's a really good question. See, I appreciate Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was definitely my favorite growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think that I've started to move away from him more recently, just because I'm just like, ugh, selling. They're just selling them out. But I do like the newest iteration of Spider-Man, though. I like the direction that they're going with it. I love the character in Civil War. I thought he was hilarious and really back to roots.
Right.
And I love the relationship that he has with Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see, DC. Does DC? I mean, we already talked about it, but I think Shazam. I think it kind of fits.
Right.
They're kind of like they don't really fit. They're kind of shoved into this pantheon of heroes.
Yeah.
All these great heroes, but they don't really feel like they belong.
Right.
Like they're basically just kids. Like thrust into like really adult situations.
The young Blue Beetle would probably be a good match for him, and since he has like this overpowered alien technology, where he almost blew off Robin's face by accident,
and they're both bugs.
Yes. Yeah. Image Comics has, and I've been dying to read up on this. Comic series called Invincible. Was this really young superhero who's part of a superhero family, and it's about their legacy. Yeah, I think he'd be a good match.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting.
And finally, Galactus.
Is there any? Well, I mean, like you have to go. They have to go like Doomsday or Dark Side or
not even that. Like, I mean, they do good, but as far as giants go, you got the Spectre, who only lets you beat him if he wills it.
Right. That's the cheapest superpower in the world. Yeah, from now on, that's my favorite superpower.
Yes. Yeah.
How does he will it? Like what?
Well, there's this. It's based on this comic book series where like Superman used all of his power to charge him, to charge Adam, and like the whole place around him got destroyed. But he's still standing in the same place, and he's like, now you see, Superman, that I only move when I wish to. So, I think that would be a good one. And DC has Mogo, which is a planet.
That's literally a planet.
A planet with a ring.
With a ring, yeah.
Yes. I think that would be good.
Doesn't Galactus eat planets? So I feel like that's just setting him up for failure.
That's good. He can go in his stomach and then shoot lasers out.
Well, I don't think Galactus has ever physically fought a planet that's fought him back. Usually it's the inhabitants that fight him back.
Yeah.
Not the planet itself.
Which is why I pay good money to see that.
That is a grudge match waiting to
Yes.
happen. That's DC Marvel. Let's get it together.
Yes.
This needs to happen.
Absolutely. So, that is the versus question.
That was a good question.
Who would be the best mashups and team-ups?
Ooh.
For example, Batman just did a story arc with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Doctor Who met with the Next Generation Star Trek group.
That's cool.
Popeye once fought against Mars Attack, which I don't know why that was important. Ghostbusters, they fought with like everybody, like Transformers.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I think we kind of talked a little bit about it, but I'd like to see an X-Files Supernatural kind of mashup. I think that would be cool.
That would be good.
Or even we talked about it a little bit, but I think, or at least in my mind, I would find it really entertaining if Batman teamed up with Iron Man.
Yes.
The entire comic would just be them sipping.
Argued.
Yeah, they're just, at some resort in the Caymans, drinking champagne and comparing which models they've been with.
Yes. Yeah. I think I had this crazy idea where if Nightcrawler and Rey Mysterio did an adventure together.
What? That's why.
I would love that. I would buy that 10 times over.
Right.
Yeah.
What would they even be doing?
I don't know. It would have to be in Mexico.
Right. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
That's so great.
Where they face off against Craven for the world title.
For the world title. That's so great.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. And I mean, then there's always the hopes and dreams of seeing someday the JLA fighting against the Avengers. I think that's every fanboy's dream.
Yeah. There's only one story arc where they had to fight for in each other's universe.
But they switched universes?
Yeah. They were put on this scavenger hunt where they had to find the Avengers had to find a lantern. And I don't know, JLA had to find a magical bucket.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
And it was they both criticized each other's universes. Like the Avengers are they look at superheroes like gods, and the JLA is they treat superheroes like trash.
Right.
It was really cool.
That pretty much sums up DC versus Marvel.
Yeah. Right. So any other mashups?
That's a good question. I mean, I think in the just outside of maybe comic books, but into maybe some video game mashups, I think it would be cool if you had Master Chief riding alongside, say Nathan Drake.
Yes, that would be awesome. I don't even know what they would share,
right? Or what they would do. Maybe Drake finds this artifact that is actually part of a Halo relay, and it transports him to some Halo relay. And
wow,
they have to I don't know. That'd be cool.
That would be amazing.
Or even an Assassin's Creed game, but you get to team up with the Tomb Raider.
Yes.
Lara Croft. That'd be cool. You have to.
I could see that happening.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh man,
So many.
At midnight, I'm gonna think the most awesome one is gonna be the world from BioShock meets the My Little Pony.
And you're gonna message me on Facebook.
Yes.
Basic message. With a thesis from your blender.
Yes. So, yeah.
That was good discussion, Mike. That was good. That was good. Appreciate that.
So should we move into the Stranger Things review?
Oh, let's do that. How would we not talk about mashup with like Stranger Things?
Yes. 11 with Vegeta.
Doctor House with all those kids. Yes. Just trying to diagnose her.
Yes.
Oh man.
Or Frank Grimes from Walking Dead with that other sheriff.
You mean, or I think you just mixed. I think his name is. I don't think his name is Frank. I think his name is Rick.
Rick.
Yeah. It's like
talking about his brother.
That's not with Frank. Just a mild mannered accountant.
Yes. Wait, I think Frank Grimes is from The Simpsons.
That might be it.
He used to be a coworker for Homer Simpson.
Two very different
Oh
characters.
my gosh. I apologize, Nerd World. So, Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with your grade letter for the conflict.
I was at the edge of my seat the entire time. I was like, that's strange. I love the psychological aspect. You're like, are they crazy? Are they not crazy? Is it true? Is there a conspiracy? I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. Definite. I mean, for me, it was an A. Like, I loved it. I thought it was great.
I'm glad they threw in the monster just to make things more science fiction-y. I was afraid that they were going to do it's a mystery, he's gone.
Right.
Let's just talk about conspiracies.
Right.
But no, they threw in that upside down world.
Right, which is cool.
Yeah, I think that is what really sealed the deal.
Tiny Dungeons and Dragons, a whole bunch.
The kids saved it.
Oh, 100%. They were so great.
Did you see them on Jimmy Fallon?
I did. They were adorable.
Yes. You're talking about Jimmy Fallon.
Right.
Kids were good too.
Kids were okay.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about character development?
See, I think that was really interesting. I think that I don't know if the kids necessarily developed as much, but I feel like they grew together as a group. Does that make sense? So like individually, they because they're kids, so they kept what made them pure. They kept, you know what I mean, and they were able to grow together. Although at the end, at the last episode, it was as the show was ending, it was just like bombshell after bombshell after bombshell, which means that the kid puking out the thing. Spoilers. Puking out like the alien fetus monster. I don't know what it is, and or even like the dude's brother and the girl not being together. Like, what is that? Unbelievable. This isn't how Hollywood works.
I know, friend zone.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I think that disappointed me more.
Right.
That the monster wasn't truly dead.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and I think a lot of I think everyone did kind of grow. It was Ridley Scott, right, that played. Or who's? Winona Ryder.
Yes.
I think her character was wonderful. I think she did a really fantastic job. But I love the parents of the sister brother. Yeah. I love just how oblivious the dad was all the time. You're just like, where's he going? Goes back to his dinner.
Yeah, I think and this goes into so character development. I would say B+, A-.
Right.
Very good. The theme, the 80s theme.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
I think that's what was the hook that baited us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're like 80s.
It's like, oh, look at that.
The Betamax tape.
Yes, the keyboards. The fact that they didn't have
cell phone
computer games.
Right.
They had to use walkie-talkies.
And they did 10-hour campaigns because they didn't have Halo.
Yes, there was no Insta-save.
Right.
So
it was great.
Yeah.
And just all the references were great. Like the grocery store, just seeing all those, the iconic, 80s kind of foodstuffs, and it was great. Like looking at the Eggo packaging and
right.
all the Twinkies. And It was great. It was really good. Their bikes were cool.
Yes, yes. They had an E.T. moment.
They did.
No, it was a reverse E.T. moment.
Right.
The bikes didn't fly.
Right, but the car did.
Yes.
I love how they customize all their stuff.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that they were nerdy as all heck. Like they were in the AV club.
Yes.
they got bullied.
Yeah. And there was no casual nerds. There was no like I just like Superman, but I'm very popular.
Right.
We were either
Ironic
in it
hipster.
or not in it.
No, there were no ironic nerds.
Yes.
Hashtag nerding.
Yes.
Hashtag.
Yeah, you're either in or out.
Right.
No lukewarm.
No lukewarm.
So theme A+ all the way.
Absolutely.
Any other thoughts you'd like to add to?
I love that they created two really strong female leads. I think with 11 and the sister. What's the sister's name? I forgot. I'm just gonna keep calling her the sister. The sister.
Yeah.
I felt like they were really compelling, and the kids were great. Just it was all really compelling. And one of the things that I do and I don't like about some of the Netflix or some of the TV series is how many rabbit trails that oftentimes TV shows will go down, and they'll have like filler throwaway episodes,
right?
Just so they can get to like syndication. But as for on Netflix, they're just like, no, we're just going to present a story throughout, and really develop and really grow characters. So you see it with like Daredevil or Stranger Things now. It's like
none of that hero stuff where they get into side stories.
Right.
I was a little disappointed that when they found the boy in the Upside Down world, he was like unconscious and like not breathing, and they had to do the touching CPR moment.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, well, truthfully, if he was out, he would have been brain dead.
Right.
Unless he was just knocked out and the monster leaves and they just find him.
Right.
So that, I was like, oh man.
The Deus Ex moment.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. But I think overall, and they're doing a season 2, I heard.
Right. So when you spit out an alien baby carcass, you have to.
You have to follow up.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
What I like about Netflix is, and what also baffles me is, you have these writers that are just dreaming huge things.
Yeah.
Like, what if we had an 80s science fiction story? What if we had Batman punch the Punisher?
Right.
Or, they're bringing back Mystery Science Theater 3000. And I'm like, how is this even possible when I'm only giving them I'm not even giving them $9. My dad is.
Right, exactly. Like, where are they getting this money from?
How do you get rich out of this?
They're not getting ad revenue.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're making money, but they are, and they're putting TV out of business.
Yes. And Hulu, it puts Hulu to shame because they add commercials even after you pay for it.
Right. I don't know what they're doing. They must have partnerships. They must go to like movies and TV shows and like producers and stuff and be like, okay, so like we'll give you our platform.
Right.
You have to give us X amount of profit share.
Absolutely, yeah. And I read an article that says that Netflix is always on the verge of going into the red.
Well, they have to be.
Yeah, like they're barely ever making it. So
that's insane.
That's scary.
I don't know how they're making money, but if they go under, we all go under.
Yes, I know. Yes, I don't even know. And there's so much competition now. Like everyone started their own channel.
Yeah, it's true, but I don't think it's ever going to be as good as Netflix, though.
Right. Like, no one ever talks about that new series on Crackle.
Right. What even is
or
Crackle?
CISO.
Right.
Like,
even like Hulu or Amazon Play, they're just not.
I mean, I would say Amazon Play is the closest.
Oh, for sure.
Have you seen the new Tick?
No.
The Tick has a new, which is another awesome thing. And it's very serious yet hilarious at the same time. And there's only one episode because I think Amazon's trying to make sure it's going to sell before they release another one. So Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, that's good.
A's all around.
A's all around. That's what I'm saying.
My question of the day, and is also a challenge, and you can say no to this challenge because I know I'm springing it on you.
Shoot.
But my question is, would you be able to be entertained if you could only receive entertainment and amusement as a gift?
As a gift?
So you could never buy a video game, a system, a comic book for yourself.
For myself. It would only have to be gifts.
Yes.
Then I feel like it would just be like, it would become like, hey guys, give me stuff.
I know. Like, at first you'd be the selfish one, but if everyone kind of lived on that,
right,
then maybe it could work.
That's true. I think more recently I haven't been spending as much money on stuff like video games or stuff like that. But where I have been spending more money on like entertainment stuff has been like movies, I think.
Yeah.
Like going to go see movies. So I think that would be really hard, especially because I don't know. There's just something about, like, don't get me wrong, like nowadays it's so easy to just get access to like movies and games and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said about going to a movie theater, sitting down in a movie theater, and watching something on the screen like that. So I don't know. That would be tough. That would be tough.
So the challenge is. Would you like to try it?
Okay.
And is there anyone else listening right now who would like to go in on it with us?
So what does that mean? So like I can't use like my phone to like check Instagram?
Everything you own now, you get to use.
Okay.
But you can't buy yourself any game, movie, music.
Okay. So what if, for example, tonight we're doing tie-dye at my house.
Yes.
103 Holly. If you hear this in time, you can come to my house and tie-dye some shirts.
Yes.
But we're going to go see like a movie that's free that the college is putting on.
Oh, see, free is a whole different...
That's a whole other ballgame.
Yes, because technically they're giving you that movie, so it would fit under.
Okay, that's fair. Or, for example, it's going to be Nala's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Nala.
Happy birthday, Nala. You should probably doesn't even listen.
Yes.
But she's like, what if we go, like, there's this thing, have you ever heard of, like, a silent rave?
Yes.
So it's like, I couldn't, like, say, like, go into the silent rave. I would have to have someone else pay for me.
Yes. Technically. Though I wonder if I want to keep it to material possessions.
Okay. Because I was going to say, this really might hamper my ability to do ministry.
Yes. Right.
So I'm just like, hey, like, talking to a student, I would love to go to this movie, but
You're paying.
You're paying.
I just think that would bring us back to an apostles' age where everything was everyone else's and everything else was yours.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that would be really interesting. But yeah, like I said, like, I don't know, I think we'd have to maybe define kind of what we're talking about first, and then like.
Well, I wanted to have a living example.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Adam.
Oh boy.
You're getting comic books.
Hey. And look, I got you some comic books.
Yes. Regifting.
Pretty neat. Thanks for
that.
Now I have to get you something.
Well,
I got you this half-eaten garbage plate out of the trash.
Yeah. So. It would look like that.
Okay.
I just handed you a stack of...
It's true. Listen.
Comic books, and apparently they sell them in stacks now at Walmart.
That's cool.
So
well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that a lot. That's really
welcome.
Cool.
Yeah, it would look like that.
Okay.
And maybe we can't do it outside of this, though I personally would love to stop buying myself whim gifts.
Yeah.
And love to live off the kindness of others.
Mm-hmm.
So...
That'd be, I think that would be interesting, or maybe, because I don't know, the last game that I bought was like Wolfenstein, and that was like 4 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, I don't know, it's so funny, because like, growing up, you're like, oh, I can't wait to have like a job with like a really steady income so I can buy a bunch of games, and now like, I've had that for a while, and you're just like, I have no real desire to buy any games anymore.
I, on the other hand, saw a sale
on Steam,
and I'm like, I don't have any underdeveloped wrestling games that are experimental, and now I do.
Noted. Buying Buy Mike some Steam cards.
Yes. Please do. Yeah.
Every little bit helps.
Yes.
For 1 cent a day, you can help Mike's underdeveloped wrestling addiction.
Yeah, but really, I could probably just, forego the win buying. Because
maybe fast from it, Mike.
Yeah.
Take a fast.
And my brain is always like, it would be so cool if you were surrounded by games and they were just like, you were in a pool of games playing them. But then, like, I try that, and then, like, by the third game, I'm like, life is pretty boring.
Right. I want friends.
I have killed enough zombies.
Right, right.
Which is why I can never own an Ouya.
Right. Ooh, that transition.
Yeah.
So speaking of games that we shouldn't be buying for ourselves.
That's good. These games are not for sale.
They should be for sale.
Yeah.
So we got interrupted last week with Audra.
A girl. Yeah.
But now let's talk about video games, man. Let's talk about obscure gaming consoles with really weird games.
So starting with the 32X, which you could probably look up 30
Sega
games.
Yeah, exactly.
The Sega Genesis had this little add-on called the 32X, and it was supposed to be a cartridge-based version of the Sega CD. And it had some cool titles, and it was pretty strong, but it was really expensive. And one of the games that was on there that was done really well, that I've always wanted to play, was Brutal Paws of Fury.
This is just like a pet fighting simulator?
Yes, it's pets dressed up as ninjas and karate people.
Okay.
Doing Street Fighter moves.
And fighting each other?
Yes.
Do they kill each other?
No,
they like knockout.
They knock each other out and bow.
So it's like a more extreme version of Pokemon.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've always wanted that game to succeed. It's always sucked because the moves were really hard to do and it wasn't as good as Street Fighter. But I always wanted that to become the next big genre.
But was it like Sega's big fighting game was like Virtua Fighter, right?
Yeah.
That's what they. So interesting. That sounds fun, Mike.
Yes.
I picked an equally good game.
Yes.
Night Trap.
Night Trap.
Yeah. The only game with its own theme song.
Yes. So vampire ninjas take over a sorority house.
Yep.
And you have to monitor the sorority house and set up traps like smoke.
Yep. And launchers.
Launchers.
It was the original Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
But it was a live action, so it was they had actors that were singing and dancing, and it was a really terrible game.
Yes.
But I chose it because it was really terrible, and I want to play it on the original.
It's funny how acting in the 90s looked a lot like the 80s video games.
Right.
Do you know Christopher Walken was in a video game? Called, like, he was a cyberpunk detective. And
wait, isn't that just his real life?
Yes. And it was so horrible. Like,
I bet.
Yeah, it was like schmacting.
Schmacting.
Yeah.
I'm Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then the Amstrad.
The Amstrad. What did I have for the Amstrad? They have the video game series Prince of Persia.
Oh, I wrote that down too.
Awesome. Started on the Amstrad. I was like, that's so cool. Then they rebooted it with like Sands of Time, but
yeah, I thought that the Amstrad would be like just some crappy graphics on an old-looking computer, and it actually looked very good.
Yeah,
it was like an advanced Nintendo.
Right. But also costs
yes,
like an advanced Nintendo.
Yes, it comes with a keyboard. I don't know how kids used keyboards to play platformers.
I think doing this for the last couple times, I think it's really made me appreciate like the origin of games too, and seeing how deep video games really have come and how far they've come, and like seeing like where developers like started and that a lot of stuff has been rebooted.
Right, yeah. They also have Two Bad Dudes.
What's that about?
The president gets kidnapped by ninjas.
Right, of course. Wait, how come everything in the 80s and 90s was always due to ninjas?
Yes, ninjas, they did everything. Horrible.
Why they've been replaced by zombies, and zombies just aren't as cool as ninjas.
Ninjas know what they're doing, zombies don't.
Right, like everything nowadays is zombies.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go 2 feet without saying zombies.
Yeah. Well, bring back the ninjas.
Hashtag.
Yeah. So, but these two weightlifters in tank tops
go out. Bad dudes?
They're bad dudes, and they fight on the streets.
Do they have any fighting beat 'em up knowledge, or are they just American?
They're just good with their fists,
right? They're just real American heroes.
Yeah. So I would say that would be the game I would play.
That's awesome. That sounds really good.
At the mall. The mall has this arcade cabinet at Game Craze, where they have a copy of Two Bad Dudes.
Yeah.
On, like, it's a multi-game, so there's like 60 different games on this arcade cabinet. And I wanted to play it really bad, but I didn't have any quarters, because, they're out of print.
It was quarters?
Yes.
What do you mean you don't take a credit card? I'm out of here.
Where's my PayPal account?
Right.
Alright. The Ouya.
The Ouya. The Ouya looks terrible. I think this is more.
That's why I love it.
It's more the more recent kind of attempts at a third-party platform game, or that's trying to compete in the market with the Wii with Nintendo and Microsoft and
It has over 1,000 games. Uses the Android OS to power it,
which means it's good.
Yeah. And it's so easy to make games for it, because you'd have someone have like a game called, flannel shirt versus circles.
Right, and it'd be just a bunch of hipsters punching circles.
Yes, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, the games didn't have much gameplay or length or depth.
Well, it was almost like kind of this redundant thing where it was like a console to play app games.
Yeah.
So you're like, why do I need to spend money when I already have a phone that does all this?
Right, absolutely, and that's where it kind of failed. Mm-hmm. They wanted to be for video game enthusiasts to like play the newest and the best.
Right.
But the newest and the best wasn't being made on it.
Right, because people looked at it and they're like, there's just not enough for us to build with. Like, it's just, like even when the Xbox One was coming out, people were like, there's just not enough hardware for us to like do the stuff that we want to do that we can do on a PlayStation 4.
Right.
And that's kind of why the Xbox One kind of floundered a little bit
at
the start. And it's just like that's how far video game design has come. That like, but the game that I selected for the Ouya was this game called Bomb Squad.
I love that game.
I saw it and I was like, this seems really interesting. It's like a more modern take on like the Bomberman game, which seems really cool. Have you played like Gary's Mod?
I've seen it.
Okay, it's really fun. But there's a game called Melon Bomber.
Yeah.
It's one of the game modes on there, and it's pretty similar to Bomb Squad, where it's like squad based or team based or individual like deathmatch bombing game. So it seems interesting.
The one thing I really liked is that on the Ouya you can play Wrestling Revolution.
Mike's newest obsession.
Yes. It's got the ugliest graphics.
It does.
But it's got the surprisingly deepest story and look into the wrestling world.
I just wish the controls were a little, like, not as clunky.
Yeah. You can't avoid that.
Yeah, it's really awkward. Like, I wanted to kick, but somehow I'm clutching him. That's fine.
That's my life now.
And now I've been suplexed.
Yeah. The one thing about Wrestling Revolution is that, like, it's so... Like, the person who made it obviously loves the wrestling industry.
Oh, absolutely.
Just because my character keeps getting his name changed, keeps being sold to, like... strong wrestling and Lucha Libre. I think I've only been invited to the Japanese wrestling team once.
the Japanese wrestling team.
Yes.
Not Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
That's so great. Yeah, but you look at most wrestling superstars rise they change. Like nobody's like immune to it. Like even like you think of Steve Austin or like The Rock or Triple H. Like they're not who they are. Their personas now aren't who they started with.
Right.
Or like even like on the independent scene, like you just see like people like AJ Styles. Like that's not who they are now.
Right.
Isn't who they started as.
Right.
And it's funny. It's funny to see how heavily they market themselves. And
right. Like originally, Chris Jericho was Lionheart Chris Jericho. He was the clean blonde.
The clean blonde.
Everyone loved.
Somersault did Somerset flips all the time.
And Stone Cold. He was his first name was the Ringmaster.
Yes, I do remember. And then he was part of the Hollywood Blondes, right? And, which is weird because like all you can think about him now is just a shaved head.
And the WWE actually gave him all these horrible options. Because he's like, I want to be this assassin.
Yeah.
And they're like, how about ice cold?
Right.
And his wife is like, how about Stone Cold? Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely way cooler.
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
How has he not made a beer yet?
Yeah.
Right? Like, how has WWE not, like, try to market this? Like, make, like, a Stone Cold beer with, like, his face on it? You know what I mean? Right. I feel like that's the easiest thing to do. We need to go to talk to WWE, make some money off this.
We could make this, yeah.
How has that not happened?
Intoxication 316.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, how has this not happened?
Maybe because it's not kid-friendly in the WWE.
That's true. That's true. But they would make so much money off that.
It would be like Konami selling cigarettes based on the Metal Gear song.
It's so true.
Yeah.
That's so great.
So, the CDI.
The CDI.
I think we're both thinking the same game, so on the count of three.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Thunder in Paradise. Yes! I saw that and I was like, is there any other game that I want to play more?
Yes.
So Mike, what is the game about? It stars our favorite American.
Hulk Hogan.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And I think he goes to paradise.
Yeah.
With a machine gun.
With a machine gun.
And just shoots people.
Right, and obviously he has no sleeves.
Yes.
Why would he?
Calls people brother.
Right. This is for America, brother.
Yeah.
And it just looks like a thrill ride of a game.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't even know what the plot was. I didn't even read into it. I just saw the picture and I was like, that's the game I want to play.
I don't even know the gameplay.
No, I don't even know what it's about. But if I get to control Hulk Hogan...
I think I've seen one video where they show you the end of the game where this 80s... He looks like Zack Snyder. He turns to the camera and he's like, oh, you're still here. Thanks for watching.
Hulk Hogan does that?
No, the Zack Snyder guy. And like Hulk's in the background just nodding.
Yeah, just lifting some weights, drinking some whey protein.
Yes.
Brother.
Yeah, so I want that game.
Right. They need to remake that game.
Yeah.
On the PlayStation 1 or the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Or the Xbox. That would be great.
I would say that as a sign. If Thunder in Paradise came on the PS4, I'd be like, that's the sign that I need to get it.
Yeah, right. I need the PlayStation 4 in my life.
Hold my wallet.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They would make so much money, the two of us. They would just buy every copy.
Yeah.
That's so... I'm trying to think of like other games that are that take real life people and put them in situations that they just don't belong in.
Yeah.
Like there's no feasible way to think that Hulk Hogan belongs in a war zone. That's just not. Like that's just not. He's too big. He's too blonde. He's too slow.
What about Suburban Commando? Where he was a nanny for kids, but also used a machine gun to solve problems.
That sounds safe.
Yes.
What are we teaching our kids?
Proper gun use.
There was they made a 50 Cent video game. Do you remember that?
The saying.
Yeah, and he plays like he's like this action hero and drug dealer. I don't know. It was crazy stuff.
Right.
It was really funny. That's great. I'm a real American. Play the entire time you play Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
It's not Thunder in Paradise. Tropic Thunder is a great movie. Starring Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I'm sure it was based off of that.
Right, absolutely. Thunder in Paradise.
Well, Hulk Hogan has had two iconic songs. One is "I'm a Real American."
Yep.
And the other is "Voodoo Child" from Jimi Hendrix.
Yes.
Which side are you on?
Definitely, I'm a real American.
Yeah.
Is there anything better than that?
Yeah.
That music coming on and he just comes out and he's like, he's got this boa and he's just like,
Yeah.
no, all the Hulkamaniacs raging in the stands.
Yeah. So I actually looked up WWE music, and they're all produced by this guy named Jim Johnston.
Yeah.
And ECW, they were all produced by a guy named Harry and the Slash Tones.
Ooh.
Which sounds...
How did ECW fold? They were way cooler.
This is extreme.
Right.
Yeah.
Extreme Championship Wrestling.
Yeah. So finally, Commodore 64.
Commodore 64. It's a game that I have had the opportunity to play and like buy, and like it's been on like the Wii Play Store and stuff.
Really?
But Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Yeah, hold on, I just want to make sure I'm calling it right. Yeah, Ghosts and Goblins, which is it's considered one of the hardest games ever in the history of the world, just by the fact that there aren't a whole bunch of like save points. So like you play like an entire section and you would die, and then you'd be like, oh well, you have to go back, and you just wasted 45 minutes of your life.
Oh man, I hate that.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was made harder by the fact that it was you had very little hit points. Like you had a suit of armor that would take a hit, and then if you got hit again, you were dead.
Yeah.
So, but it was almost like a medieval Contra. So it was like if Contra had a baby with Castlevania.
Yeah.
So that was almost kind of what the game was like.
Right.
It was like this platforming, shooting.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
It was very good. I chose a ninja story.
Were the ninjas good guys or bad guys?
They're good guys.
Okay.
So you play like this ninja who walks around like warehouses and American monuments, and he just punches and beats thugs. Now, if you take Diablo and slow it down like 80%, and then you just have him walk around and just hitting thugs and like leveling up and picking up sticks to hit people.
Sticks. Why does he have sticks?
Then you get this ninja story, which I think it's called Revenge of the Ninja right now. Yeah, it came out with 3 of them. And so I absolutely want to play this game and see it get remastered.
Yes. We have the technology, Mike. We can do this.
We can do it, yes.
That was great. That was really good. So I think, Mike...
the challenge?
Yeah, the challenge. We're getting to that point. I gotta go to class pretty soon. I got a little bit of time.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
Yeah. I have class at 2:30, and it's now 2:15, so we got time.
Outside. Okay,
right?
So...
I now need you to eat my phone.
Yes, eat this phone. No. So, what if we played a game? Shall we play a game?
Yes, let's play a game.
I'm going to put my music on random.
Okay.
And you have 10 seconds in each song to guess the song. Failed answers means you take a swig of Maine lobster juice.
Oh, gosh. I'm going to puke. I'm so scared. No, because you're going to pick music that I have no idea about.
No, I have a lot of good... And I'm going to be fair, Christian fair. If you can guess like one part of the song. Or a title. A lead singer's first name.
Of the song?
Yeah.
It's going to be all like 90s like music that I just don't know.
Could be Skillet.
Could be... See, I don't listen to like Skillet.
But if you knew Skillet and you said Skillet, I'd accept it.
Okay. I'm just going to guess Skillet. Oh gosh, lobster juice? What is wrong with you, Mike? This is going to be so gross. I want to drink it once and I'm going to be done.
Yeah. The other thing in there... But...
Oh, man.
Can you open it?
Can I open it? Oh, no, Mike, I can't get it open. We might need a bottle opener.
No,
That's what it's looking like. Yeah, because it's like sealed on like that.
Oh, darn. Okay.
Next time.
So,
I have a bottle opener at my house.
What I have right here is sardines and hot sauce.
No, I would rather do this.
Alright, well you better get it open.
Yo, I can't eat sardines, dude. Those sardines aren't happening.
So we're gonna let Adam open up his punishment.
Can we not do sardines? Please? Somebody have a bottle opener? We're in the library, we can't actually yell. Mike, what are you doing to me, man? You got like a spoon on you? Or like, do you have your keys on you?
I actually have, it's funny, it's called a Ninja Wallet.
Oh, that has a bottle opener on it?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna be so gross. What is this for? Dude, this isn't even like a drink, dude. This is like a seasoning.
It's like, I was hoping it's just pure butter.
Isn't that what that is? Isn't that what that sauce is? Yeah, see the can opener.
So we're wasting precious time trying to get lobster juice open, which I'm sure Adam's more than okay with. You know what? I'm going to forego the competition, and I'm just going to say I take a swig, you take a swig. Okay. Ready? Maine lobster juice.
Bro, I took one sniff and I almost puked.
Oh gosh. You know, it's very tame.
It's tame? Don't lie to me, Mike.
It's a soft taste.
It's a soft taste. You know what it smells like? It smells like the trash bin at a sushi restaurant where they throw in the scraps. You know what I mean? Like you know, the new guy's like trying to make sushi.
Yeah.
And messes up the roll.
Yeah.
And they're just like, we can't serve this. Throws it in the trash.
Yes. All right. Time to put your lobster where your mouth is.
It says certified Maine lobster. So
You're getting the
quality.
best. You're getting the best.
Bottoms up. Yeah, real subtle, Mike.
I am kind of sorry.
That taste isn't going away, Mike.
Yes, it is, because for your help, I'm giving you sweet and salty pretzels.
Why can't we do a challenge with these, Mike? Also, problem. I don't know how we're gonna retransport this.
Yeah. How do you put a cat back on?
I don't think you do. On lobster sauce. I don't think anyone has ever had that issue before, Mike.
Yeah.
It's weirdly salty.
It's salty. It kind of tastes like someone just took a lobster and put it in a juicer.
It smells like a lobster got in an argument with your blender.
Yes. And the blender won.
And the blender definitely won. Well, here's hoping that next week you don't bring that.
Yeah.
Anything like that. You can bring sardines, Mike.
Yeah. I'm testing your limits, Adam. I'm testing to see what you would do for the entertainment of others.
Well, you reached it.
And I'm finding sardines is a little over.
This was almost unacceptable.
Now I'm wondering how we're going to use it. Like, should I add it to my salmon? Should I
No.
host a rich people party?
That should be eradicated from the earth.
Or Walmart?
That's where you went wrong.
Yes. Well, anyways, are you still here?
Oh,
I want
oh.
to thank you for listening.
Yeah, we do. It's brought to you by Bar Harbor Maine Lobster Juice, pure all natural certified.
Yeah. Adam has to get to school.
Yeah, class.
I gotta do something at work.
Wow.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's episode.
We do. Mm-hmm. And we gotta find a classier way of signing off. Just awkwardly sit in silence.
Awkwardly and think about what we've done.
Yeah. What have we done?
What have we done with our lives? Well, this is your two disappointments, Mike and Adam.
Bye, guys.
Bye.